Nancy Guthrie, the mother of popular television news personality Savannah Guthrie, reported missing from her home near Tucson, Arizona. That story dominates headlines across the country and around the world, not only in traditional mainstream media, but also across podcasts, blogs, digital news platforms, independent investigative sites, and social media. Hi, I'm Russell Ruffin. I spent 25 years as a news reporter and then another 20 years teaching law enforcement and other newsmakers how to communicate effectively with the public. Today, I want to talk about one of the biggest challenges you'll face in a high-profile investigation: holding a news conference. In Pima County, Arizona, the sheriff not only leads the Nancy Guthrie investigation, but he updates the public through news briefings as well. At the podium, he must project the same command presence you would expect at a chaotic crime scene: cool, calm, confident, and in control. Because if the public senses uncertainty, they'll assume the investigation is uncertain as well.
You know, this is really, for me, pretty new, all the media attention. So I apologize to you for sometimes I'm speaking in generalities, and I'm not used to everybody hanging on to my words and then trying to hold me accountable for what I say. But I understand. So we're going to try our best to be succinct with you in the future.
Based on that clip we just saw, how might a member of the public interpret that briefing? Let me give you a few tips that will help you in your next briefings. First off, if you have more than a half dozen reporters present for your news conference, set ground rules. Have reporters raise their hand to be recognized before asking their questions. Right off the bat, this puts you in control. Otherwise, you'll have a room full of reporters all shouting out their questions to you at the same time. Keep your news conferences brief, between 15 and 30 minutes in length. If you go too long, like an hour or more, your main message can become diluted. But if you keep it brief, it will help you to keep your message focused. You never want to say anything that could be perceived as weak or negative about you or your agency.
Everybody out there is really working hard, and mistakes are going to be made, and if I made them, mea culpa, it won't be the first mistake I've ever made.
You don't want to have too many people speaking at your news conference. The fewer people you have at your news conference, the better. Every additional speaker increases the risk of sending out mixed messages, and mixed messages damage credibility.
Who said that? Who said they didn't think she?
Early in the investigation.
Boy, if I said I absolutely misspoke. I've never thought she was or wasn't targeted.
Avoid saying the words "no comment." Instead, redirect by saying something like, "It wouldn't be appropriate for me to release that information right now, but here's what the public can do to help us." The public loves it when you ask them for help, and it shows you're open-minded. Do not repeat the reporter's questions, especially if it's a negative or unhelpful question. When you repeat a question, you validate that question. Instead, answer in a self-contained statement that makes sense on its own without having to hear what the question was. After all, not everyone in the room or watching on TV can hear the questions anyway. Don't ever feel like you have to have an answer to every question asked. Instead, answer what you can, explain why you can't answer the rest, and move your briefing forward with confidence. The sheriff has been granting one-on-one interviews with individual reporters. It's less complicated to deal with a single journalist than with a whole room full of them, because in a one-on-one setting, you're often in a stronger position to guide the conversation and influence the narrative. But in this type of case, I would advise against giving one-on-one exclusive interviews, because this is a major news event. It's simply too significant to be handled through individual interviews. When dozens of reporters are requesting interviews, you simply cannot accommodate everyone. The moment you give one outlet an exclusive interview, you create frustration among the other reporters that you had to turn down. And frustrated reporters will become more antagonistic and dig harder for information. During major breaking news, the priority should be equal access and consistent messaging. The safest strategy is to release significant updates at news conferences where all media members receive the same information at the same time. That protects fairness, it protects clarity, and it protects you. Clear, coordinated, and concise messaging is always best.
Right now, I have no plans to schedule any further press conferences unless we have some real evidence or something to bring up to you.
Whether you are in law enforcement, media relations, or just interested in this case, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at russ@ruffin.tv or visit my website at www.mediatips.org. Or we can connect on Facebook at facebook.com/News Media Relations. I'm Russell Ruffin. Thank you for joining us today.